Hi, welcome to Kindred Spirit Readings. This is for Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's begin. Cancer. Cancer, this week's going to be quite interesting for you. You've got so many things that you want to have done, completed, although it's not going to turn out the way that you had expected. You may be overexerting yourself, you may be taking on way too much than you can handle. And all the while you're really trying to, at the same time, trying to cope with your emotional and physical self. There is a lot going on in terms of your emotional state, the way that your expectations also. These are things that you can overcome, but it's just taking you so much longer than it should actually take. This is going to be tough if you don't let go of what you keep. You continue to revisit the same problem or the same people in your life in terms of the situation, the issue, whatever is going on that just doesn't work for you, but you keep going back to it. So it's almost as though you're not learning your lesson. Okay, this is to do with past hurts, to do with an amazing journey that you could be risking so much that is standing in the way of allowing you to get to where you must be. But there is a blockage, and that blockage it includes pain and hurt around family matters. This is only temporary, but I think you know the answer to any problems which seem to be getting in the way. You know what to do, you're just not doing it. It's conflicts between two parties that is going on, and then it appears as though it's repetitive, so it can be good one day, can be great the next, and then it hits a roadblock. It just goes completely, it's on a downward spiral, the personality clashes, that sort of thing. Nothing to lose your cool over, but there is less communication, and essentially I think that's, if you were able to work this out together on some level to be able to understand where each individual comes from, this would be a great start to an amazing relationship between you and them, between the whole lot of you, the rest of the family, if you will. Your money is doing quite well. You are on the way to financial freedom, believe it or not, which is looking really good for you, because the last 6 months saw you battling it out with your spendings, and what you wanted was not realistic. You saw something you liked, you purchased it, then you were left with nothing. It was silly decisions being made. It was really hard to come by certain wants and needs, and having to readjust, knowing the difference between those two so that you're able to get through this difficult transition. Now you're going through this completely new transformation. Your finances are looking incredible, and we want to keep it that way. That you have now practiced a lot of what I would say is patience, and knowing that there is a difference between, as I said, want and need. Could be at odds with a partner. If you're in a relationship, things could be tougher than you had anticipated, and there is a longing for the both of you to have your freedom, and these are different types of freedoms. That is really, for the most part, the two of you find it incredibly difficult to come to terms with how each and every one of you in all of your relationships overall is changing. But if you are partnered in particular, everything else is changing around you at the same time. This goes for the two of you, and you are both finding it extremely difficult to come to terms with how each of you look at each other. You're both completely different now, compared to the way it was when you first met, for example. This could be a relationship that you're in for 2 months up until now, or it could be 20 years. It doesn't make a difference. You're definitely noticing the difference between the two of you that is incredibly shocking, to say the least, because you're both on different paths, believe it or not, and it is going to set you both off if you don't talk about what it is that uh, you know is changing about each one of you. This is all about finding the right time for each other and sitting down and just laying it all out into the open, bringing everything up, if you will. If you choose not to, things could potentially become a lot worse. Thank you, Cancer.